All right, and welcome everyone to the Frame100 podcast, the show often replicated but not imitated, or some order those words that everyone gets right except for me.
It's not replicated, it's duplicated, but whatever, just continue.
Whatever.
We'll go with it.
A show that people sometimes try to make their own copy of, but sometimes don't. Sometimes. It depends on the occasion.
Oof.
That is not going to fly. Tom's going to kill me. Anyways, hello everyone. I'm Chris from GVP. I'm here with Trevor, aka Suited Ninja Nerd.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
And we're here with the one and only Rio Force. Welcome, Rio.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, not a problem. So, just to mention for fun, this shirt is drying, so it's there to torment Trevor. Just had to throw it out there. And also, Ben and I had some fun playing around in Minecraft with 8-Bit yesterday, so you should go check out his second channel because we were all goofing off. It was fun.
Wait, you were in that?
Yep.
He was.
God dang it. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Just popped by and we were having fun. And
you have to stay up really late to play Minecraft
cool,
with
not
us.
fun. Pretty much. Yep.
Oof. All right. Well, whatever. Continue.
Hey, sleep is for the weak. So, got fun little things going on there. So, as you guys probably know from the title of the podcast, we were talking with the new admin of Bricks in Motion. And while we'd like to say it's Trevor, we all know that's not true. We're talking here with Rio. So for those of you who don't know, and if you don't know, quickly check out his channel and come back so you do know. Rio's been brick filming for a long time now, come up with a lot of infamous films such as Solo Luna, Captain D. Rom, Spirit of the West, my personal favorite. And he is now Undenial. Oh, I can't forget that one. And now he is the admin of Bricks in Motion. So Silly Penta stepped down and Rio stepped up, and it looks like things are going to be awesome. So the plan today is to talk about some current events, and then we're going to go into an interview with Rio and kind of get an idea of what's going on. We're going to grill him with questions, and we're going to throw mud everywhere. It's going to be great.
Oh, boy.
Kidding. So first off, and I'm not going to have Trevor do this part because he has to sit there awkwardly while we do this part. The 8x8x8 contest by Bric-a-Brac just recently closed. There were a total of 39 entries, which after doing the math was easily about 3 or 4 times the average number of entries of past 8x8x8 contests. So good job, guys. You really pulled this off. And the winners of this, number 1 was Octo Island by Suited Ninja Nerd Productions. Okay, that guy sounds super familiar. Who is he?
I don't know, some weirdo. I don't know anything about him. He sounds weird.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, we went ahead and we saw this and we're like, oh my gosh, all of us were wrong, but Trevor won. It was great. Now for real though, check out his entry. The judges left some comments on all the videos for all the entries, and one thing that definitely stuck out was just the way that Trevor went ahead and took advantage of different 8x8 spaces in order to create a bigger world. I guess you could say he thought outside the box. Well done, Trevor. So yeah, he was first place, which is the ship in a bottle set. Do you have somewhere where you're going to put that?
Probably next to that thing. I don't know.
You do realize you have a whole blank wall right there next to the bookshelf. You could put some shelving on that, man.
Well, actually, so I have a shelf over in my room, which is right on the other side of this wall here. Which this wall here, yeah. And it's in my room, and I have like, I have a bunch of sets already over there. So I'm gonna have to start taking some stuff apart because it's getting pretty crowded. But you guys will actually be seeing that very soon because hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to film an update video, and I'm trying to get that out before the end of next week. So yeah, and actually I guess since I'm talking about it now, episode 5 is coming either today or tomorrow. I can promise you that. I was gonna have it done before the podcast today. Didn't work out because I kind of got caught up seeing a little film called Infinity War last night.
Oh, is it one of those like really obscure indie films? Super underground.
Yeah. Like I don't think anybody's heard of it, but it was pretty neat. I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't great.
Which for the record, guys, don't worry, we're not spoiling any of that.
We're gonna try
silence, so we're all good.
Try to refrain from talking about it, but it's good. Yeah. Go see it if you haven't. If you haven't seen it and you don't care about superhero films, I mean, if that's your thing, then whatever. But yeah.
I mean, I can't promise that I won't spoil everything I know. I can't abide by that.
See, I want to ask you what you do know, but that's gonna be like a game of podcast roulette. I don't think I'm ready for that.
But yeah, I'll continue talking about the other films.
Yeah, let's quickly go through the list here because we don't want to do a full-on analysis. Half the team's missing, and we have a special finale planned. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give you guys homework. You get to check out all these films. The second place film was by Brickfield54. Unfortunately, I can't quite pronounce it, but it was really darn good.
Freud. I don't know. I don't French. My friend can French. I can't. I can Espanol, but that's
how can you be one of the mods of Bric-a-Brac and not know French? Before you call me, we're going to move on. Number 3 is by Delta, which was pretty awesome. Number 4 was Stuck Inside by Let Mallow Film. I voiced in this one for him, and it was a fun project. He does a really cool mixture of live action as well. Number 5 was Bird's Eye Heist by Argonon. And then the rest of the films are here on this list that I'm going to link.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely check these out, guys. Support these animators and check out their work. Post some comments and send some congrats.
Clap for me, dang it.
Yeah, clap. Fine, Trevor. There you go. There you are.
No vanity. But yes, so thank you to everybody for entering on behalf of both myself, Chris, and the other moderators from BAB. And I think we have a little bit of a teaser for the next contest.
Here's our teaser.
And I'm gonna let Chris take over for that. I mean, it's really just we can't talk about it really. Yeah.
Actually, we can talk about the contest. You ready? Here we go.
Yeah. Oh no.
There we go.
Oh wait, I think my mic turned off there. I'm sorry. I think our mic's turned off there. So yeah, oops. Sorry.
Everything you need to know. we are so fired.
Yeah, we are.
So that's 2 bits.
They'll be announcing that. Let me take over. Dang it, I want to talk. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so we're gonna be announcing that on Monday. I think is the set date for that. So stay tuned for that. On to the next thing. A certain British person you might know that shows his face up in here a couple times every now and then. He has a little film he's been working on called 0 Hour. No, but in all seriousness,
check this thing out, guys.
I think I killed Chris with that. That was really bad. I don't even know why I went with that. But he has a little film he's been working. Mr. Tom has a little film he's been working on called Dead Space, and he teased that it will be released on the 5th. It was the 5th of May, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is next Saturday. So we'll probably be talking about that next week. I mean, I won't be here, and you won't, so you won't be here. It'll be the two. Yeah, it'll be Tom and Matt talking about that. But yeah.
So here, we'll go ahead and we'll May the 4th. There we go. Tom jumps on at the right time to correct us all. So here is Dead Space trailer. I can read, Tom. I don't know about Trevor, but I can read. But yeah, Dead Space
it's not that I can't read. Awesome. I can't remember things.
Yep. But, yeah, support Tom and support his channel because he has some really cool stuff. There are some impressive shots in this thing. Which, speaking of Star Wars, last little bit before we kick into the main meat of the podcast. Next episode, we are going to be switching around the cast, and we're going to be having a guest to finish things off. Now, we're still trying to figure out on the hosts' end who's all going to be there and such, but we're going to have a pretty awesome guest to come on and close off the season. Then from there, a little break, and then season 4, we're kicking with the new format. It's going to be great. Stay tuned, guys.
Hopefully. Yeah, no, we're going to have some a little bit of a new layout to everything. We're getting away. We're getting rid of the face cam, sadly, so y'all can't look at my beautiful complexion anymore. My beautiful sunburnt face.
So I was gonna say your Medusa head.
Yeah.
You know I don't look directly to the webcam. I don't want to get turned to stone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too close.
Yeah, but so say goodbye to Squiddo while you still can. He's just been chilling back there. But
nope, a noble squid.
Yeah.
Speaking of squid, let's talk with Rio.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we're gonna be talking today with Mr. Rio Force. As we already said, he's the new admin over at BIM. And so we're going to start drilling him with a bunch of random questions. And depending on where we get with that, we'll kind of go from there. So first question, when did you start brick filming, and when did you start becoming involved within the brick film community?
Well, first off, Mr. Rio is my father. I'm just Rio.
Oh,
and second off,
I'm sorry.
I started in 2007 when I was just a little child. I started making brick films out of boredom, and I did that for a while and joined Bricks in Motion in 2014 and overtook their government.
Yeah. So how did you manage to start the coup? But didn't you originally go by Luke Action Films for a while?
I did.
Some of your older videos. I was wondering what that was about.
Yeah, that was my quote company name because I started making live action movies sort of in a phase between brick filming. So I was like, well, I'll make a pun on live action. So I just called it that.
I was just about to ask about that. I was like, where did Luke come from? It's a Star Wars reference.
Well, actually, it's my middle name, but yes, I am a Skywalker.
That's pretty great.
Oh, that's awesome.
No wonder you're an admin. Your midichlorian count must be just through the roof.
They almost kicked me out of the order, but they let me stay in.
So from there, what would you say is the greatest part about being involved with BIM?
Community, for sure. I've met a lot of people through Bricks in Motion. Some of my best friends like Pong Owl and Brick Crazy and Shawarma.
Hi, Pong.
And yeah, we just get to hang out and make brick films, and we collaborate sometimes. That's definitely my favorite part is the community.
Yep. But speaking, because that's a pretty extensive list of filmers and some ones we've all gotten to know pretty well. Who were some of the first people you met when you first came to BIM?
Well, I was introduced to BIM through Jasper. He's not that active, but he's somewhat active on Bricks in Motion. But after that, I'd say that Smeagol and just like Nathan and the regular chat members were the ones I really got to know, like Squash, I guess, and whoever else was there on the IRC. But yeah. The first one I guess I really formed a friendship was Brick Crazy and Harbor Light, because they were active on the chat, and we sort of made our own little chat and started there. And
this is when you guys were on the IRC that was connected to BIM's chat.
Before we moved to Discord.
Yeah, I remember the transition there. Although I never hung out in the IRC. Was it pretty much just similar to the Discord, the kind of bantering and filming and such?
Oh yeah, just except everything was in one channel and there were no backlogs. So once you logged out, you don't get to see what people were talking about.
Just walking blind on a conversation every time.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. All right. So kind of moving on in the timeline here. So you originally served on Bricks in Motion as a moderator. How was that? How did you start getting into that, and where did that all come together?
Well, whenever I join a internet community, I sort of just like go all in. It's just something I do usually. For Bricks in Motion, I just started posting all the time, and I was just really active. And so they realized they needed a moderator, and so I was just there. I was pretty much in the chat all the time, being homeschooled at the time, and I was posting and making videos and being very active. That's about it.
Pretty much. So they just came by and said, "Hey, you want a mod?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You served there for a while. Do you have any crazy stories regarding that, or is it all very hush hush?
If I did have some stories, they've been wiped from my memory because of the secret system we have set up. No, there was really nothing that big a deal, except for one. And okay, well, this is weird, but Noah, who's on Bricks in Motion now, it was funny because he used to make like a lot of accounts, and so I had to deal with that a lot back in the day, deleting his old accounts on Bricks in Motion.
They have like new introduction. Hello, this is me. I got locked on my other account.
I have like 15 or 16 usernames in a list of all the usernames he used.
Oh gosh. Which actually, that's one thing that comes to mind. Notice that there used to be like a whole lot of bot activity going on, and then you guys managed to really cut down on that. Was that just going through and kicking people, or adding new functions?
On the forums?
Yep. Like, was that something you had to deal a lot with?
I don't. Oh yeah, like just yeah. We added some extra security to the registration to cut down on some bots and stuff, but I wasn't really involved with that because it was more of administrator stuff. So I just banned bots when I saw them.
Okay, so that's kind of where your duties lay. Well, on that note, and man, this is just segueing perfectly. So, you're now the new admin. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
What was the process to become an admin? Like, kind of when did it start, and just how do you go about it?
Well, I mean, it was pretty much unexpected. I mean, we had discussed a lot about the redesign of the website years or over the years. You know, we're always discussing it, and just I was involved in the staff a lot with Penta and Smeagol, even though I wasn't an administrator. But a few months ago, Penta decided that it was time for him to step down. So he suggested me. We sort of went through that, and that's about it. You know, there's not much else. But I mean, I was really involved in it, so I guess I was just a logical choice. I don't know.
Well, it seems to make sense. You've had quite a history so far.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I mentioned like website additions and such, are you planning? Is there anything there that you're planning as kind of some of your first big steps, or
I don't
on the
know.
agenda?
Well, the first thing is the summer contest is what I'm going to be doing primarily from June the 1st to September 1st. That'll be happening. I'm going to be hosting that. I do want to get on more of a social media sort of more broad internet community outlook of Bricks in Motion. So basically right now, Bricks in Motion is isolated to just the forum in the Discord. In the future, I'd like to get it to where it's more just out there in the brick filming community as a whole. You know, there's like communities on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram that doesn't know about Bricks in Motion. So I'd like to get that in, but probably it's also going to happen alongside the redesign, which I'm hoping that we'll get done finally.
Nice.
I'm
excited.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for that personally. Sounds really neat, to be honest.
Is it going to be mostly just an aesthetic redesign, or are you changing like the background features of it?
We're going to have to change pretty much everything. We're going to keep all the content. So it's a really huge undertaking, but the forum software is pretty old, so we need to get that fixed.
Wow, that's pretty bold. Any hints you can divulge there in the process, or is it going to kind
if I had hints, I would like to know them myself because I know I don't have any idea yet.
Okay. Well, just by the way, on that note, if any of these questions is like, I'm sorry, I can't talk about that, you know, feel free to just say, no, I'm not answering.
Oh, yeah, don't worry, I will.
It's confidential.
Absolutely. And confidential is streamed to the whole wide world. And my mom, she'll probably watch it at some point, too.
Hello, mom of Chris.
Hello, Chris's mother. All right, I got a question now. What is one of the most useful things that you've learned on BIM, or like one of the things you've learned that's just kind of stuck with you over the years?
Oh man, you mean like in terms of production of brick films and stuff?
I mean, yeah, something like that, or like just news of something, or really just anything you've kind of been exposed to on BIM that's really just kind of stuck with you over the years.
Wow, I mean, I don't know if I can narrow it down to one thing because Bricks in Motion really sort of sculpted the way I make brick films. I mean, I just sort of played around with Legos in front of a camera before then, but I really got serious about making good movies through Bricks in Motion. So I really just learned a lot about filmmaking from there. So I really can't narrow it down just to one little advice.
Okay. And another thing, because you were talking about the new site updates coming in the future, will there be any more updates coming to the sort of, how would you put it, like a comment system to films, something that like will really kind of center around what people can, or how people can give feedback on other films.
Like the releases forum, and I'm not really following.
Like some more of like a liking system, sort of, and like how you can comment on people's films on BAM. But to get to that, there's kind of another like step you have to take before you can really see what people have to say about it. Will it take a bit more of a center stage within the redesign is what I'm trying to ask, basically.
I mean, yeah, I would like to make it easier to discover good brick films and sort of to like them and comment on them. So sort of I want to go in a direction of curation, not only staff curation, but like user. So yeah, like a like system, whatever gets the most upvotes can be more near the top. But it wouldn't be in the way that the releases forum is now, because I know that's really cluttered and it's hard to find anything. It would definitely have to be restructured somehow, but I have to really work on that in the brain.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because personally, that's just one of the things I've noticed is like I'll always, every now and then I'll go into BIM and I'll look at like all the films I've made, and then I'll just kind of like go through each of them and go to like the discuss this film section and notice that like there's like been nothing else that has really changed over a certain period of time. But I don't know, it's just always it intrigues me to like at least go and look back at some of that
and
stuff.
I completely understand it. Once the topics get buried, they're usually not found again, and so a lot of good ones get lost in the bustle.
Which one thing you mentioned, a lot of social media interaction. Would that be something to consider implementing into the brick film uploading and critiquing curating network?
Probably so, yeah.
Sweet, that'd be good.
Nice.
It seems user interaction with brick films, like YouTube's got this nailed. Unfortunately, so nailed that, you know, Lego school prank funny fail Jim Cookie 2 or whatever it's called easily gets people involved. And then on a lot of sites, I think we were talking about this, Rio, or I may have seen it while I was just lurking around the BIM Discord. Like it seems that social media sites like YouTube seem to get pretty much all the comments, and then sites like BIM, BAB, TPF, etc. have a really hard time trying to get people to constructively contribute.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, it's just, it's pretty much, it's very easy to comment on YouTube, and you know it's going to be there permanently for everybody to read. I think something about that encourages people to comment more because it's right there with the video. Whereas forums, it's a whole post and it's sort of buried, and you just forget to comment. Or either because you're watching the video on YouTube, so you just scroll down and comment instead of go to the other tab and comment. So,
yeah, and I know you're talking about the summer contest for that. I kind of have two questions about that. Any idea on when there will be an announcement for that?
Soon, probably early May, because it's going to be launched June. I have to still nail down all the final details, but then yes, it will be announced soon.
Awesome.
Probably early May.
And then speaking of that, are there any plans to potentially promote any new contests on BAM coming in the near future?
I mean, there's Brawl that's coming soon in July.
Yeah, I know. We were talking with someone earlier. I don't believe we can disclose their name at this point in time about Brawl going down and our plans for that. So that's gonna be fun. Wait, hang on. Does that mean Brawl and the summer contest are gonna overlap again?
Yes, they will overlap, but it hasn't really proved to be an issue in the past because not the same people usually enter. But it's unfortunate that they do overlap, but they do have to overlap.
That's fine. I think really the only place that's going to cause trouble is trying to rename the contest channel in TPF.
Oh, yeah.
Brawl Summer Contest. What? Brawl is a summer contest? No, they're two separate. I can just see I'll have to explain this 1,000 times.
Make a pinned message.
No one reads the pinned messages, though.
I know it.
Oh, well. Either way, that sounded pretty good.
Yeah, and looking at the voting poll for Brawl right now, it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to participate because, of course, people want to do it the week I'm not going to be here.
Oh, no.
Well, shucks. But, you know,
Can you just sneak a webcam and a Lego set wherever you are and kind of go from there?
Oh man, it would be fitting considering I'm literally going to be at an animation camp while that's going on.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's it. You'll have all the software and resources right freaking there.
It's tragic.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's so annoying, but it's cool I get to do this this camp. But it's like at the same time, it's more time I'm missing out on brick filming for both the summer contest and Brawl. And it stinks because it's like I'm gonna be there with all this really nice equipment and not able to animate the stuff that I traditionally animate.
Wow,
but it'll be interesting.
You'll be so busy animating you can't animate.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to learn about some new softwares and stuff. I've dabbled with Maya a bit, and they've mentioned that Maya will be a part of that. But I personally don't like Maya very much, just because I don't know how to use it very well.
Blender is better than Maya.
Yeah, I've heard the consensus on that too. But
man, I gotta learn Blender.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
And actually, so I just hopped on BIM, and I remember we were gonna talk about this earlier. And I guess since we're talking about contests right now, this is a good spot to kind of like slip this in. But last year, and for this is the I want to say it was the 7th annual Brick World Film Festival. So basically, this contest is where you can enter any film that you've made, as long as it's not one you've entered into another contest, into this film festival. And it takes place at Brick World, but it's open internationally. They'll pick a grand prize winner. But the person that can win that is only going to be able to be an attendee at the Brick World Chicago event. But they will still have a public's opinion or public's choice award for anybody else who submits a film that won't actually be present at the event. So like myself, I'm definitely not going to be able to go, but I'm still going to be entering a film for it anyway. Whereas Chris, on the other hand, I think he's still planning on going.
I am going. I'm entering, and it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to Chicago?
So, yep, Brick World Chicago.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they'll be showing all of the films, regardless of whether you're an attendee or an international submitter. All the films are going to be shown there at the event on repeat, on a loop for the whole day. So basically, your film basically gets about as close as on the big screen as it can.
Yep.
So yeah, I remember I entered last year, and my film actually didn't place it placed pretty high. I can't remember what film it was that I entered. It was one of the My Unluckiest Life films, but yeah. And I forgot to mention
was it Ripped Away?
Seasons. So no, just no.
Because dude, you should honestly enter that one. And I know it's
I don't like it.
Rage, but for real though, you should consider it. Oh boy,
I hate everyone. Not all
What's
you
funny
loyal
is
viewers.
that David Pickett was like, "You should enter Spirit of the West this year in our Brick World Chicago."
Yes.
I'm like, I might have a better one. Okay, let's reconsider.
I don't know, man. You should do it. It was inspiring. I'm still trying to figure out what it all means.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I was guessing it's just Nietzschean philosophy about the struggle of life.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
Don't ask me.
I'm guessing here. Kind of spitballing.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of a film festival, I know this is a little bit off topic, but
We can go off
Cinebrand
topic.
is also holding their film festival.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, we didn't promote that on Bricks in Motion. I don't know why. I guess I forgot.
Wait, who is it that's doing this film festival? I missed that.
Cinebrick, the Portuguese.
Cinebrick, yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, every year they hold an international film festival, throw some films on the screen. One of the guys emailed me and asked if I wanted to submit some films. So I sent a few over. I don't know how many are going to get shown, but hopefully Valley Girl in Space will shock the international audience.
Oh, dear.
Oh, jeez. So you don't have to actually be, it doesn't actually have to be a German film?
No, you can
No,
just
because they're international. There's another German festival though, but they only allow German films at the moment. While we're at it, quick tangent before we get back to the tangent. I found there's several German brick film communities. I'm like, dang, I want to talk to these guys, except for the fact I don't know German. So it's
Yeah.
problematic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But maybe we have some guys on BAB who also speak German as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll figure it out.
So yeah, I think from there, that was kind of our little BAM segment with Rio. So now we're going to get into one of the things that I have been very much awaiting since we had Rio on last season. And that's basically just to drill him on his process with everything brick film related. In particular, lighting techniques.
Oh dear.
Yep. Throw him on the firing line. Why not, Trevor?
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead. You've been excited about this. You take the reins, buddy.
Yeah, but basically, Rio, if you would be able to give us a little bit of an insight on just how you're able to get your lighting to be so crisp, I would love to know, because I absolutely am atrocious at lighting at the moment.
Same here.
I have no idea. All I use is just desk lamps and a softbox and some LED lights. I guess it's just,
like that's.
I mean, yeah, but even before I got the softboxes and brick stuff, it was just 3 desk lamps. I mean, I use some. I'm looking at it right here beside me. I'm using just some colored tissue paper. I guess that the thing about lighting is that you have to know where the light is coming from, and it doesn't have to look realistic. But one thing I say a lot on Bricks in Motion when people post their frames for critique, I'm like, well, where's the light coming from? Why is it, shining right there? Why is it that color, etc.? So you really just have to think a lot about why the lighting is the way it is and where it's coming from. I mean, I look at other people's rip films lighting, I'm like, how did they do that? And so I'm not like the expert here.
Yeah. See, we all do it digitally because we stink at it, and you're the one that actually does it legitimately. So
I mean, I don't even know how to do it digitally. It seems a lot harder.
Like, let's be real for a second here. You did Soul Luna, which was a winner in the light and dark contest. So that kind of speaks volumes right there. I mean, and then the acclaimed sequel, Ben Swallow Luna. That's my favorite, by the way.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I'm a fan. Senpai.
Go to Rio Force 2 to watch that, and then wash your eyes out with bleach.
I absolutely do. And then actually, the bleach part's optional.
Yeah.
But like, there's a great example where, I don't know how I would try and light this scene. I would just stick a lamp above and call it a day. But I would personally not be able to get off some of these shots that you do.
Well,
like,
actually,
how do you think of, like, where lighting is coming from specifically when you're trying to create, like, specific effects? I guess that's not what I'm understanding here.
Well, in Solar Luna, I mean, the one light on the left was the sun, of course, and I shone a light on the backdrop so it'd be lit, and then I used a black light to make a sort of a blue ambiance and make the translucent yellow glow. But like in other situations, I mean, I just do what looks cool.
It does.
I try to sort of think about in context. Is this the sun that's shining? Is this the sky that's also reflecting? In Spirit of the West 2, which I'm currently working on, sort of.
Oh yeah! Yes!
Official announcement. You heard it here first.
Yeah, now I have
it's even better than Infinity War.
I'm using a yellow lamp for the sun, but then I'm also using a blue lamp above that, so it looks like it's the minifig sort of reflects some blue as if it's reflecting the sky. Whereas if I didn't have the blue lamp, it's just the white softbox that's shining off the ceiling, so it looks like a room instead of the outside. So that's just little things that you have to think about, where what's reflecting and where it's coming from, what color it should be.
And actually, talking about that, Race of a Legend, I mean, in my opinion, I think that's one of your more visually stimulating video or films. And with that, I just wanted to know, like, there's a lot of parts within the film where, especially at the end half of it, where the lighting is done, where you can see many of, like, the spots on the screen. Was that, like, actually all done in camera, or was that a bit more of a sort of like filter that you basically put on the film in post-production?
I did it all in camera. I'm not very good at
Wow.
post-production, so I just have to do whatever in camera. I think I made that right after I got the Brick Stuff lights that I won in like one of the contests. I think the September Fest. I don't remember.
I believe you mentioned that in your behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it
It
was
was
just,
exact event, but definitely the Brick Stuff lights.
oh yeah, I recommend them
Yeah.
highly. They are great, and I mean, I only had like what 6 LEDs from the kit, but I just kept repositioning them and moving them around. The one thing about LEDs that I love is that it's such a small light source that it creates such a sharp reflection on the minifig. Whereas like a softbox or a desk lamp, it has sort of a diffused look.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So I sort of think about that too whenever I'm lighting something. If I want really sharp reflection, I'll use an LED. If I want really soft, I'll use a softbox or a lamp.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, those are the kinds of little tricks I want to pick up on.
Mm-hmm.
See, for the longest time, I tried to find a way where I could wire LEDs myself, use a microcontroller to control them. But it seems everybody and their mothers told me, Chris, just buy the freaking lights.
Yeah, I've been meaning to purchase a set of the Brick Stuff lightings too, because actually at Brick Fair they always they've shown up there as a vendor the past couple of years, and so I've just been meaning to basically just remember that they exist.
Yeah.
Hang on, do you think there might be a Brick World Chicago?
So they probably will be. I mean, I think the guys that run the company, they get around. I know they sponsor BIM too, and some of the other forums and the such for Brick Films. But yeah, I mean, they're probably definitely worth the investment. Because isn't like I'm actually gonna pull up their site really quick. I'll link it in chat once I find the site. But like to get the starter kit, I mean it's only like $60 or something.
I'm pretty sure it's near there.
Yeah, products. Let me link this for everybody that's in the chat. Which thank you. We have 16 people watching. That's definitely a lot better than last week when we were just kind of all over the place with talking about random films. There's the link for all of y'all.
Sorry. Fear, terror, etc.
The starter, so the starter kit for the warm white. Well, that shouldn't be a tongue twister for me. The warm white LED light strip kit is 50, and then the Pico LED light strip is 51.
Wait, is this the light strip or the ones on the end of the wires? Because there's a difference.
So the warm white LED one, that's the strips. That's the $50 one, and then the $52 one is the Pico, which is just I think the regular ones.
Yeah, I use
the individual little LEDs.
Yeah.
I don't use the strips. I use the ones on the wires. The
strips don't seem as
these are tiny. Goodness
to me,
gracious!
Yeah,
actually,
they really
what I have
are.
is the lighting effects kit.
Oh, okay. So you have the third one. That one. So that's the one that goes for 60. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's got the little board that lets you change it to flashing lights or other similar effects.
What in the world? Okay, quick question then, guys. Those wires, when you put the studs down, how much clearance is there between the stud and the surface?
I mean, it pretty much snaps all the way down.
It really does,
that is actually really darn impressive.
I know.
Yeah. That's something I can't work on my own.
It doesn't damage the wires, so.
Chris, if you go to the products page and you click on the starter kit, the lighting effects starter kit, they have a bunch of pictures there. If you go to the last one, it's like it shows you the clearance it can get. And it's pretty crazy. I mean, it almost goes down the whole way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
See, you guys are slowly selling me on this, not going to lie.
I think the best usage of being able to have the strips would probably be like if you have sort of like long lights, sort of like ones you'd have in like a mall or like a school building, like the longer ones on the ceilings. I think those would work really well for something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I can get a lot of
your hair looks beautiful, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm just gonna keep doing this. I stare at the screen and go, "Whoa!"
I think that they like sell now. Maybe I might get in trouble with Brick Stuff on this, but Brick Stuff, Walmart and like Lowe's, or I guess just Amazon, sells like small LED strips similar to this that Brick Stuff sells, which is also a good option on a budget.
Rio, you're fired. They're not going to take you. They're not going to take you.
However, there's nothing like Brick Stuff because they're all compatible and they all fit within Lego, whereas whatever else you buy online won't.
Like I can't wire this kind of stuff up on my own, sadly. Although, dang, it would be nice if I could connect these to like an Arduino or something. I could have a lot of fun with that.
And it's like they even make kits for like specific sets. Like they have this insanely gigantic one that you can get for the Disney Castle. And it actually looks like they're running out of pre-orders for that. But
I can imagine.
The guys who invented this are brilliant because that is such a good business idea.
Indeed.
Yeah, and we're just here to promote that a little bit more because we're that kind of people.
Like, let's be real. If you're a brick filmer, these are great. I'm sold on these. I'll probably pick some up when when I have time and money. And also, I mean, Brick Stuff does help sponsor Bricks in Motion with contests and such.
Yeah,
so
that is
definitely worth supporting.
So that's why I remember when I was talking to the guy the one time, I was like, this was when I entered THAC, not this past year, but the year before. I was talking to him and I was like, well, I'm hoping to potentially, win the contest because I might get a set of these. And then that was when I had like just started brick filming. So yeah, my THAC film from that year I was not very satisfied with, but that was the way things went. But anyway, continuing on the little interview / drill session with Rio. So what's one of your favorite filming techniques that you've used, whether it be like something in camera or with the camera, or like a post-production effect? Anything in particular that you like?
A while back, I was obsessed with lens flares, but I see the error of my ways. No, I'm just kidding.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. I really just like to trick the camera. Now, not really with forced perspective because I'm not really good at micro scale and stuff, but in a way, I like to just set up the shot so it looks perfect, even though it may make no sense in physical space. And if it doesn't make any, like, related to the context of the previous shot, the minifig may be 2 feet from the last spot he was in the set, 4 feet behind. But if it looks good, that's what I'm okay with that. So I like to just sort of make the shot look good, but not really realistic. I guess that's not really a tip or a technique, but that's just one of the things I enjoy doing.
Yeah. And actually, how about you, Chris? Is there anything that you like to use in terms of like filming techniques?
Honestly, oh man, there's a couple different things. Here, I'm gonna go into a senpai moment for a second. There are a couple different things you've done, Rio, where I'm like, oh man, and I either started using that or I'm trying to figure out a way where I can use that. Like, lighting is definitely one of those. I want to start doing that.
Same here.
It's this interview. I know what to do. I know all of your dark secrets.
Oh no.
Like some of the stuff you do, like when you do like a focus shift on the camera mid scene. I started playing around a little bit with that. That's one of my favorite little tricks when I want to have something, some sort of movement, but nothing's moving.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, notice me, senpai.
Get a manual lens. Manual lenses make that so much easier.
Oh, I want to so badly. Need to again, money and time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. For me personally, I mean, I've fallen in love with the motion blurs, the in-camera motion blur.
Yeah.
It's one that I think I've used in like almost every single one of my films since like really learning about it. Like I use it in episode 5 a couple times. Ripped Away is definitely the best example of it, despite how much I hate it.
So are you referring to the moving the taking the picture while the camera's moving, or the the brick built motion? Oh,
well, actually both. In episode 5, I've used both techniques with one where you move the camera while you take the picture, and then one where you move the subject as you take the picture, or the back. Well, in most of episode 5, it's the background elements. That's what I did within Ripped Away 2. Not 2, but TOO.
Ripped Away 2 confirmed? No kidding.
No.
Yes.
But
wait,
yeah, I
hang
used
on,
that
it's
for
a
like
trilogy now.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry. Continue.
Yeah, but I used it as in the background with some of the hoverboard and like hover car bits and parts of that film. But yeah, I mean, I like it a lot, especially in terms of like doing. Like I'm interested to try it with maybe like a fight scene at some point in the future. I don't know how well that would look, but I don't know. It would be interesting to try, especially in terms of like maybe some different, maybe not in like 12 FPS or 15, maybe something else. I don't know, but
Man, you're giving me ideas.
Yeah.
Now I want to go try this.
Yeah,
Hey, there we go.
and even after like the Lego Movie and Ninjago Movie, I've also used the technique, the motion, well, I don't know if there's really a name for it, but there's like the brick built motion technique where like Benny from the Lego Movie, where he just zips across the screen by just like replacing the minifigure with just a line of bricks.
Oh yeah, brick motion blur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I've used
built
that in a
motion
couple
blur.
of spots too, but
I
yeah,
really
I have
love the aesthetic of that, but I don't use it
Yeah.
quite enough.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same here. I think I've tried maybe like once or twice, but
It's really
I
have
know
to
with limited
plan it
bricks,
out.
it's really hard. Yeah.
And one of my most favorite like way of that I almost sort of did the brick motion blur, but I did just replacement animation was in my latest Captain D ROM when Laura was jumping in the pond, or the pool, I guess. You couldn't see it though on camera because it was hidden behind a net, but I replaced like the legs and stuff with plates so that it would look like she was actually bending her legs to jump in or whatever. It was sad that I didn't see it, but yeah, I need to experiment with the replacement animation, brick built motion blur more.
Mhm.
Oh, hang on. I can kind of see it. It's very subtle, but it's
And
there.
here's Chris, just like, bam, got the video in front of him.
No, you can't just drop something like that and expect me not to go try and look for it.
Mm-hmm.
I see it there. It's very subtle, but it's better than just having, a half floating torso with nothing underneath, for instance.
Yeah.
It's like, well, unfortunately, Laura is now a ghost.
Yeah, I think there were 2 scenes I used it in episode 5, so you guys will be able to see that hopefully today or tomorrow. But yeah, moving on from that topic, how about favorite film, Rio? I know we've talked about it. We talked about it a lot last week, but thoughts?
Like movie or brick film?
Actually, both.
Why not?
We'll just do that. Yeah.
I don't have a favorite movie.
Okay.
I don't watch
Acceptable.
quite enough movies, so I really just don't remember what movies.
Oh, just in the Lego Movie. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a good one. Brick films is so
The Lego
hard. I have
Movie.
this running list of like 50 brick films that are like my top favorites.
Yeah, same
I
here.
really can't pick them. However, and here's a plug for Bricks in Motion. We did have this topic for that hashtag thing, Filmstruck 4. There was a brick Filmstruck 4 going on. So we made a
I've
topic,
seen that, yeah.
and people were
I'd love
really
to do
getting
it, but
in
I don't have
depth.
Twitter.
Yeah, people were getting in depth about their favorite brick films on Bricks in Motion and the topic. I should probably somebody else will have to link that. I can't get on Bricks in Motion right now.
I will quickly go find it.
Ah, dang it, Chris,
Under-
what the heck?
Under general film discussion. So yeah,
There we
so
go.
there's a few of my favorites listed there. One of most memorable is E-Animation, which is like, I don't know, from 2008 or whatever. He made The Average Death Star Day and the Indiana Scones and the Platinum Waffle. Those are, I've noticed those are definitely some of my favorites because they're so influential in like my style of humor and stuff. But there's always new brick films I'm finding, and I'm just like, this is now my favorite.
Yeah. How about Squid, Harrison Allen? Do you like a lot of his stuff?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I remember back when I started to like really get engrossed with brick filming, I noticed like it wasn't super similar between the two of you guys. There was a bit of a stark contrast, but I did notice a lot of like I wonder if it was maybe just because of your style. Like the two of you just have such a distinct style that it sticks out like a sore thumb. Not that it's bad or anything, But yeah, like I don't know. I wish I could like rack 6-year-old me my like or 6 or 7-year-old brain, but
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Squid was I was copying, not really directly copying, but I had watched like all of his videos multiple times when I was really getting serious in brick filming about the time I started BIM. And so I had noticed that I was sort of mimicking his styles and just learning a lot from watching his videos. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was definitely influential as well.
And that's in the on your post.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just double checking here. No kidding.
Fact check.
And then actually something that I was wondering about you personally, Rio, is there any chance that you might jump out of the 12 FPS realm anytime in the future?
Man, it's going to be so hard. I really want to do 24 on 2s, which is essentially 12, but I get to switch it up to 24 sometimes. I just can't figure out the workflow because, I mean, sure, you have to take 2 pictures for every frame, but I never know when to switch it to 1 and when to switch it back to 2. I need to do a lot of experimenting, but probably I'll stay in 12 for now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, personally, I noticed the jump from 12 to 15, like a lot of people seem to make a really big deal out of like how they're like complete opposites of one another.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Personally, I've like gone through and watched, like I'll change the FPS in Dragon Frame, and like I really don't notice too much of a difference, although that might just be the way that I film. Really the biggest difference I see between the two of them is walk cycles at Austin, but yeah.
I mean, I haven't really done any big comparisons. I did whenever I switched to 12. I used to use 15 until a while there. I think right before Solar Luna or just a little bit, I don't know, before then. I switched to 12 and I did some comparisons. I just like 12 better. It uses less frames. It was easier. But mostly it has a more cartoony feel, especially if you animate cartoony. And I've gotten so into the way that 12 moves and how everything is paced that I don't really see a need to switch back to 15, even though I have animated 15 recently with some work. But 12 is just what I stick to because I know the pacing and everything. So it's really not that big a deal. Like the difference is minimal.
Yeah.
So I actually really never thought of it in that way. Actually, I assume that between each frame rate is enough of a difference to cause uproar between. You know, I'm doing this at 24. I'm doing this at 12. I'm doing this at 15. Oh no, you all are absolutely completely different.
Well, that's just. Yeah, I mean,
that's just exaggeration.
That's just people being a little pretentious about their frame rate choices.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think 24 is the best for Lego because it's such a small scale. 12 and 15, while we are losing 3 frames, it's still minimal. I use both, whatever you want to do. Don't use anything lower than 12 though, because sort of between the 12 and 15 range, you can get by with it's good enough smoothness, and it's just the way you animate the pacing and the easing. Stick to the 12 principles, not really the frame rate that matters.
Oh, that's true. Although, some are, I guess, I'm more comfortable to get into than others. Like I did my Sword Ragnarok contest video at 24 frames, and that felt way too fast. But then I did like No Bargain in 15 frames, and that felt just fine. So, yeah, it's not too much of a gap. Although one of these days, I do want to do a 60 FPS brick film of some sort. It's going to be like the shortest thing, like 30 seconds probably, but I just want to say I did it.
But how many hold frames will it have? That's the question.
That is the question.
Yeah.
I was thinking if I ever did like another Bionicle brick film of some sort, I would kick that up to 30 or 60 if I wanted really, really, really smooth motion.
Oh dear, Bionicles are so hard to animate. I don't even know how you do it well.
Yeah, helping hands.
I did it a while ago, but I never did anything really crazy. I cheated quite a bit.
Hey, animation is cheating in itself.
Basically, I mean, yeah, when it comes down to it, it really is. Um, God, oh man, you like broke me with that, Rio. I'm like thinking about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like completely right about that. Oh geez. All right. Well, I have one more question. And I think that might take up the rest of the hour that we have. But oh man, I just had it. What was I? Oh shoot. Why am I blanking now? Oh yeah,
That's your question? Your question is why you're blanking right now?
Because
I'm sorry. Give me crap. Continue.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the filming process? I can't remember if we asked you that before, but yeah.
I love all parts equally, except not. I would say it's a tie between animating itself and editing. I really love editing because everything comes together, but animating, there's something about trying new techniques and sort of just going over the boundaries, the limitations that's presented by the medium. First off, gravity and physics, and like minifigs are so small.
That stuff.
Yeah, and who needs it? Like I have to go around that in stop motion, whereas everything else, like CGI, for example, you don't have that to deal with. Usually, you have to program in the gravity instead. But there's something that's just very novel about, for example, brick built motion blur, picking the right bricks for the motion blur, or trying the techniques in different scenarios, or even just normal in like regular filming, just setting up the camera so that it's perfect for the cinematography and framing that makes sense in the scene, setting up the lighting. I hate building. I did not like building like sets. It's too complicated.
Shucks, man. He's not one of me.
I know. I need a builder so I can just be the animator.
Pick me, quick, pick me.
Come here, build my sets.
Oh man! Now, actually, with the editing, do you like more of the sound editing or the visual editing, VFX?
Ooh, man, that's a good tie-up too. I am now okay. VFX, no, I don't like that. I mean, I do, but not as much as sound. Like maybe it's just because I'm not skilled in like post productions and visual effects because I've never had like the right programs, or I've just really never tried to learn it in the other free programs. But that's just not really that fun to me. But sound, picking out the sounds, leveling the sounds, putting them on panning, picking out the right sounds for the right motions, or picking out sounds that maybe aren't realistic but sound good, or making sounds. That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I funny enough, I was actually thinking about it yesterday because if you don't know out there, I'm actually deaf in my left ear. And it's this very bizarre thing where like I'm down to half of my hearing ability, but it's this bizarre thing where like I personally love music, especially like film scores, music scores, music scores, video game scores is what I meant, and just like really lots of different types of music, and like I don't know if I personally have more of an appreciation for it because of that. But it's just like it's like it's hard to explain just the feelings. Like I don't know. Like I mean, like right now I'm in the process of doing some SFX right now, and it's just it's fun. Like I think it's one of those things where like you kind of know what you want it to sound like and what you want it to do. And it's not super complicated to like get to that end result in the like, as opposed to VFX where there's a bit more of a process to like masking things, and there's more of a process to like adding in like a blaster effect or an explosion to something.
Oh, I agree. And I think the thing about sound is that you can imagine it in your head, whereas visual effects, you can't get yourself a picture of exactly what you want it to look like. But for sound, you may have heard something similar to that in the past, and you want to replicate that, or you can just imagine a sound or something. It's this making a soundscape is so interesting. It's just the right amount of challenge, but so rewarding.
And once it just all comes together, it's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Or it's terrible because he didn't do a good job designing it.
That's true.
Either way.
Yeah, but I think yeah, it's about that time, as Tom would say.
Yep.
We're
It has Tom
nearing
way.
the end of the hour. So yeah, thank you everybody out there for watching. I think we had about like 15 viewers consistently on the average.
Yep. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. This is a fun one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, thank you very much to Rio for joining us. It was a
lot of
pleasure to
fun.
have you on again.
Thanks.
It was nice that I actually got to talk to you this time as opposed to those other fools.
I'm right here, Trevor.
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
That's it, Trevor. Next week, I'm wearing that shirt again.
Joke's on you. I'm not going to be here. You're going to wear that to your graduation.
Yes.
I will pay you actually to wear that to your graduation.
I'm tempted. I mean, it's going to be really warm outside because Bozeman is, messing everything up. I'm not going to try and wear a full suit under my gown. It's going to be awful.
Oof, yeah, no, too sweaty, too sweaty.
Who does that?
Exactly. Jeans and a t-shirt. That's how it's going to be.
I mean, you've got a gown on.
Exactly. Throw it over. No one cares underneath. Heck, I could not wear pants. I'm going to wear pants.
No, that you can see the bottom of your leg.
He's going commando, guys. He's going commando.
No.
This should have ended 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Great. Look what you've done, Trevor. I blame you.
Oh, I didn't say anything. That was all Matt's fault. He said everything. He put the words into my mouth.
Whoa. All right, we're close enough now.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is a great episode. And Trevor's going to do our outro because I interrupted him.
I guess so. But yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us for another wonderful Frame 100 podcast. Next week is when we're wrapping up, right, for season 3.
That is the plan.
Mm-hmm. So be on the lookout. Well, not on the lookout, but be back here at 4 p.m. Eastern for the finale of episode 3 with Matt and Tom and our special guest. So thank you everybody for joining us on behalf of myself, Chris, the rest of the Frame 100 crew, and our guest Rio. We bid adieu to all of you, and have a great rest of your Saturday, guys.
Yep. See y'all. Stay tuned to all the sites and all the contests. I mean, it's generic. This is ending now.